What's going on, traders? Going to be a quick video. We're going to talk about the SPY triple Qs. Of course, we got to talk about Nvidia and then a few other stocks. Before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So in our last video, we talked about how we were expecting a bounce towards the upside, and that's exactly what we got. But crazy enough, crazy enough, guys, we get news at the most critical point in the market. And what I mean by that is the SPY was pumping, everything was looking great. We were getting above 598. We were getting close to breaking above 600. And at 599.8 on the SPY, we get, once again, tariff news. Isn't that crazy how convenient that was? Right before we're about to break 600, we get tariff news. I thought that was absolutely insane. I've been trading for about 10 plus years, and it never ceases to amaze me how perfect timing news has when it comes to technical analysis. So you guys let me know what you thought about that in the comments below. But once again, your key levels here is 595. We're currently above 595, which is our psych level. Your other key level is 594, of course. But as long as we stay above 595, I would say that we're kind of bullish here. But ultimately, we want to see a move above 600. We got close today. We got really close. But if we can get above 600, then we can start talking about previous highs. All right. We get above 600 within the range of these guys right here, this bullish wick right here. Hopefully you guys can see this. And then our hope as bulls, or if you're bullish, is that you want to see these guys step in and start dragging the SPY or help drag the SPY towards the upside. And then your next move will be at around 602, 604. And then you get above 604, you're pretty liquid all the way towards 608, 610, which will be pretty much our previous highs. And so when we look at much smaller time frames, we could be looking at a double bottom here. Now, I will say that I'm not a fan of these wicks, these bearish wicks from the upside here, but you could be looking at somewhat of a double bottom here. And it is a potential double bottom. The keyword is a potential because why? We didn't break a neckline. A pattern is not confirmed until you break a neckline. So we don't want to marry the idea that this double bottom is confirmed or that we have to trade this double bottom. We want to wait for some type of confirmation. And our confirmation is a break above 600. And then at that point, these guys will start panicking in these wicks right here, and then we'll stop them out of their position. Until then, I'm pretty neutral on the SPY. I'm not looking to trade really upside, but I'm not really looking to trade downside, but not because of this reason here. All right. My issue is with Bitcoin. So let's look at Bitcoin. I know it's kind of a little different from what we usually do, but just bear with me here. Hear me out here. Okay. So we talked about Bitcoin plenty of times before, and I said I was not interested in Bitcoin until it breaks some key levels. Well, here we are, guys. Bitcoin has broken below not only 88K, but it's currently below 85K. And what did we discuss in the last video? Usually, when Bitcoin breaks a key level, it's usually the wrong move. What I mean by that? Usually, when Bitcoin breaks a key level the first time, it's a false move. So, for example, we saw that it broke below 88K, but then it broke back towards the upside. It didn't do anything too crazy, but it got back towards the upside. And then it broke below 88K again, and then you see what happens. So, usually, the second move is the right move when it comes to Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin loves to stop hunt. Right now, this thing looks absolutely diabolical. I mean, look what we're looking at right here. So we're on a 4 hour time frame, and so far it looks like we're just retesting. This is a little bit off here. And so far it looks like we're retesting 85K, 85, 300, 400, give or take, and we can continue back towards the downside from here. And if we continue towards the downside from here, guys, you're looking at a move towards the low 70K. All right, very, very illiquid territory here. All right. This does not scream buy calls at all. All right. This doesn't scream buy. This does not tell me to buy. I don't want anything to do with this. Okay. This screams Diddy party. This screams pack your bags, start selling the house. Everything is on fire. Renters insurance is not picking up the phone. It's over with. This does not scream good times. Okay, so wants to be careful here. Not interested in Bitcoin here as far as upside goes. This looks absolutely terrible. You're very illiquid all the way towards about 73K. I do think 73 between 73 70K is a good buying opportunity once we get there. But yeah, this doesn't look good. And so this is why Bitcoin is bothering me, because if we're considering Bitcoin a leading indicator and it's currently tanking, what does that mean for the overall market? Okay, so SPY looks good. Don't get me wrong, SPY looks good. It doesn't look great, but it looks good. We're closed above key levels once again. We closed above that 595 level once again. But the fact that Bitcoin is tanking And what do we know about Bitcoin? We know that it has an ETF. We know that it has stocks that fall under the Nasdaq as well. This could be a sign of what's to come. All right, this could be a sign of what's to come. Now, some good signs sides to this is that we're very illiquid back towards the upside on Bitcoin, all the way about towards 95, 94K. So very illiquid. So I do think that Bitcoin at some point in time needs to retest this area here. Okay, it needs to liquidate this area before heading back towards the downside. Am I saying that's going to happen tomorrow or anything? No, it can very much head towards the downside all the way from this point on, right? But again, very liquid towards this upside, towards the upside here. So don't be surprised if Bitcoin just so happens to Uno reverse you here. So just be careful here. I'm not really interested in Bitcoin, but if we're considering this a leading indicator for the overall market, this spells disaster. Okay, this screams that something bad is about to happen when it comes to the overall market. If you don't believe Bitcoin is a leading indicator, then ignore this. Okay. So that's my worries. Okay. That is my worries when it comes to the overall market. Bitcoin does not look good, guys. All right. So we look at the triple Qs. Triple Q is still in this weird territory here. Okay. Still in this weird spot. We will. It looks good now that it reclaimed 515. We saw that nice little pump all the way towards 520. What was it? Yeah, about 520. We saw a nice little pump up there, but it could not get above that 523 level. In fact, it didn't even get close to 523. And that's what I want to see in order for me to be really bullish or start leaning more bullish in the overall market. We wanted to see not only the SPY reclaim 600, but the triple Qs reclaim 523, and you'll be back within this rising wedge. And then you want to see a break, retest, and then a move back towards the upside. You can head as high as about 533. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Maybe we try it again tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But as far as downside goes, 510. You break below 510 on the triple Qs, it gets very, very domestic. Okay, you're looking at some crazy domestic violence that you never seen before. Okay, you're looking at a move all the way towards 503. You break 503, there's a good chance you're heading towards 492. So you want to see 503 hold more than anything if you're bullish. If you're bearish, you don't care. You're looking at a good time here. So I'm pretty much threatening you with a good time right here. So you definitely want to see 503 hold more than anything when it comes to the triple Qs. We're not there yet. We're really not near that point yet. We're above 515 after hours, so that is a good sign. But again, we need to get above 523 on the triple Qs, and we need to get above 600 on the SPY. All right. Um, Once again, let me reiterate: Bitcoin is still tanking. Okay, Bitcoin is still tanking. Okay, so I'm bringing this up again because I want you guys to have this in the back of your mind before you start going crazy on calls tomorrow. Okay, at any given moment, considering our president, right? At any given moment, bad news can come in again, and everything just tanks. Okay, so tomorrow I'm not looking to buy much of anything. I'm just going to sit back and just watch the fireworks because I just don't like where Bitcoin is doing. What Bitcoin is doing. I just don't like it at all. All right, so let's talk about some stocks. Let's talk about Nvidia. Of course, we got to talk about Nvidia here. Um, I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised, guys. Um, I mean, what do you really say here? It was overhyped. It was just hyped. Everybody was hyping it. YouTube, Twitter. It was just too many retail traders hyping this thing up. So I can't say I'm surprised that it didn't do anything or much of anything for its earnings. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe it goes ballistic overnight. Maybe it goes ballistic, pre-market, or maybe it just tanks. I don't know. But the fact that everybody was hyping it up, and I said this in the Discord, and a lot of Discord members agree with me, it was just too much hype behind this. And usually when retail traders overhype a stock, nothing happens. Either nothing happens or the worst thing happens, right? Where, obviously Nvidia just drops. Too many people were bullish on it. Too many people were talking about it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stay away from it. And right now, it's just trading within this range between 135 and 130. Key level here is 135. You want to see 135 get broken. But more importantly, until Nvidia gets above 140.7, I don't have much for it. I'm not optimistic for upside. I'm not interested. Okay. These bears right here, every time we get above 140, these bears right here, these bears right here, these guys right here, they all step in, guys. These psychopaths, these killers, these are insane bears right here. They do not want to see Nvidia be great. Okay, so as long as we stay below these guys, pause. You're not looking at any type of real move towards the upside. So once again, until Nvidia gets above 140.7, then I'll be somewhat interested. But even then, I mean, every time it gets above 140, bear step in. Your key level towards the downside, 127. Nvidia gives up 127, you are extremely illiquid. Okay, you get very illiquid. We'll say 125 is your psych level, but after that, you get very illiquid all the way towards 115. So you don't, well, we'll say 113 actually, 113. So you don't want to see Nvidia give up 127, guys. All right, you want to see this hold. 135, as you guys can see, after hours is having a hard time getting above 135. It tried, it made an attempt. We go to the 4 hour time frame here. He made an attempt and went as high as about 136.4. That bear stepped in. These bears right here, they stepped in. These bears right here stepped in, and it's just going to be in this range, it seems. But right now, it looks like Nvidia is just going to continue to trade in this range. Maybe I'm speaking too soon once again. Maybe it's just start going ballistic from here. Who knows? But me personally, I'm just not counting on it. We go to the weekly time frame here. And this is why I'm not optimistic for upside when it comes to Nvidia or even interested or was interested in its earnings. Not only because everybody was just hyping it up and it was just getting too much attention. This gap fill on the weekly time frame. It looks like we just simply filled this gap and now we're just going to head lower. That's what it looks like. Okay, this looks like a simple gap fill move. Bear stepped in. You got this dark cloud cover here, and it looks like we're just going to head back towards the downside here. So, you guys, let me know what you think about that. This simply looks like a lower high being formed. You got your high here, lower high here. You filled the gap. It looks like you're just going to head back towards the downside. My guess is 120. As long as it stays below 140, pretty bearish on Nvidia. It gets below 127, that's when disaster strikes. All right. Tesla, we got to talk about Tesla, right? So in the last video, we talked about how institutions were loading up calls on Tesla. 312.5 calls, 360 calls. They're all for like March 21st. So you got like 3 weeks out or something like that. March 14th was the 360 calls, I believe. So you still got time on those contracts if you just so happen to take them. But of course, do your own due diligence, get your own confirmation. We look at the weekly time frame. These are actually monthly levels. So 270. Okay, 270 between 270 275 is a great buying opportunity for Tesla. Okay, again, do your own due diligence. That's just what I'm saying. Don't, don't follow me. Don't listen to me when it comes to this, okay? Do your own confirmation. Get your own confirmation. 270, 275 is a good buying opportunity. Tesla broke below 298. That is a bad sign. As long as it stay below 298, you're looking at potential downside all the way towards first level is 285. After that, you're looking at as a move as low as 275, 270 on Tesla. So not looking good. What I will say in regards to Tesla is that it's very oversold. Very, very oversold. It's oversold on the daily, it's oversold on the 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, whatever time frame you use. As far as the lower time frames, I imagine it's pretty oversold. But again, I think Tesla is going to see some type of rubber band effect where if it continues to head lower from here, and let's say it does hit 275 or 270, I imagine some pretty immaculate news is going to step in, and you're going to see like this huge rubber band effect back towards the upside to liquidate this area because again, it's very, very oversold. Can it bounce from here? Yes, but you want to see it get back above 298, which is your monthly resistance. All right, so that's what I'm looking at for Tesla. If it gets above 298, you want to see 300 get reclaimed, and then from there, 302, 310 is your most important level, right where these guys are. So let's map it out. 310, Tesla gets above 310. That's when you're looking really, really good. And then from that point on, I imagine it's going to head towards that gap fill all the way at 400. We'll talk about that when we get there. But as far as I'm concerned, those 360 calls are still in play for March 14th, and those 312.5 calls for March 21st are still in play. Still plenty of time on those contracts. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Can Tesla head lower? Absolutely. Is Tesla oversold? Absolutely. So a lot of a lot of conflict there. So you do your own research. You let me know what you guys think. All right. And that's what I have for Tesla. SMCI. We took profit in the Discord on SMCI. I told you guys we did 60 calls. This guy he made $900 off the play. We took profit like immediately at open because I read the fouling report and yeah, this company, yeah, screw that. Yeah, we took profit. I was not looking to hold this thing. Once I read that fouling report and actually read it, yeah, I'm not holding this thing. Okay. If you are an SMCI investor or you have shares or maybe you're in calls for an SMCI, I'm not saying close them. I'm not saying sell anything, but you should really read that filing report. They basically are saying that they're going to continue to have financial problems. That's what I got from it. I got a lot of scammy type stuff from it as well, but you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Maybe I missed something, but I don't trust this thing anymore. One thing you want to see or you don't want to see is it break back below 48. It breaks back below 48, you're heading towards 44. If it breaks below 44, we'll say 43.5. Yeah, you're heading back towards the low. 30s. It's important to note that institutions did load up 35 puts on SMCI as well. So do what you want with that information. But yeah, um, we took profit immediately at open. I was not going to hold this thing after reading that. Okay, so you guys let me know in the comments below. As far as upside goes, I mean, I'm not counting on it, but if we do get some upside from SMCI, you want to see a break above 63. After that, you're looking at a move towards 65, 66, give or take. And then from there, you get pretty illiquid and you're going to look at a pretty parabolic move towards 73. So that's what I'm looking at for SMCI. The VIX. Um, so institutions loaded up 17 puts for the VIX. They also loaded up 16.5 puts on the VIX. You can get that information on Quant Data. A lot of you are asking me where I'm getting the institution information from. The Quant Data link is in the description below, guys. If you don't want to pay that price for it, then Discord link is in the description below because I always put out information on what institutions are doing in our Discord, and you'll just get it for a lot cheaper. But if you want information for yourself, if you want to focus on yourself, you want to do your own trading, and you don't want to be part of a community, by all means, I understand. Quant Data link is in the description below. As far as the VIX go, it looks like it has a little bit more upside. I do think it's going to retest 20, and then from there, I think it's going to head back towards the downside. It probably head as low as about 17, 18. Could it head lower? Yes, but you got a lot of support in this area here. If it gets below 17, then you're looking at a liquid move back towards the low 16. So yeah, institutions again, they loaded up 16.5 puts for March 18th and 17 puts for March 18th as well. Source, trust me, bro. All right, so in regards to upside, when it comes to the VIX, we know that the VIX does the inverse of the market, or the market does the inverse of the VIX. You're very illiquid all the way towards 25, 26. I do think this is going to happen. I think the market is going to absolutely just burn eventually, especially when this move happens, right? So this area is going to get liquidated soon. I wouldn't say soon, but I imagine in March, sometime in March, this area is going to get liquidated. So that's what you want to watch out for when it comes to the VIX. All right. Um, Apple. I mean, we crushed this play. I gave you guys the key. I gave you guys the keys to the city on Apple last video. Yeah, I told you guys institutions are loaded up 140 puts and 137.5 puts. Yeah, diabolical move. We killed this play. All right, we took profit on it at around. We got in at around 149. We took profit at around 143 in the Discord. So congratulations to Discord members. Discord link is in the description below, guys. But yeah, I mean, no brainer, easy money. These, like I told you guys, look at the daily time frame. I said once we get in the range of these guys here, they're going to be foaming at the mouth. They're going to look at any opportunity to buy puts. And we got bad news on Apple. Donald Trump said something crazy that Apple needs to do, and yeah, it tanked from there. So it gapped down, tanked, and yeah, these guys are eating good. Like I said, you don't need a volume profile to see this stuff. I mean, you just look at the price action. The candles tell you everything. Candles tell you what bears are, they tell you what bulls are. And these guys right here, they were looking for any opportunity to tank this thing. And that's exactly what happened. So congratulations to Discord members, and congratulations to you if you followed this play in the last video. All right. And other than that, that's really all I'm looking at when it comes to the overall market. I'm not really bullish and I'm not really bearish. I'm kind of sitting on neutral grounds here because Bitcoin is really bothering me, and it's still tanking, by the way. It's still tanking, guys. Okay, so if this thing is still tanking, so this could be an indication of what's going to happen with the market. Okay, so tomorrow, be careful, traders. Okay, be careful. All right, do your thing. Maybe you see something different, right? Don't take what I say at face value. What I say isn't written in stone or anything like that. I could be wrong. Okay, I could be absolutely wrong here, but I mean, this thing is still tanking. It's still tanking. So, yeah, and from my experience watching Bitcoin ever since it got an ETF, anytime it makes a move towards the upside, like a big move towards the upside, the market tends to follow. Anytime it makes a big move towards the downside, the market tends to follow. Maybe I'm being delusional, but that's normally what I see. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.